What is up, everybody? That's a nice little piece of hair right there. So I yet again have not put out a video. I was working on my baby shower video and I'm just not pleased with how it has turned out, so I'm still working on that. Like, I don't want to just put out content to put out content. I want to put out something that I genuinely like and would watch myself if somebody else put out. I feel like I'm gonna say this in every video until Bella is born, but I'm sorry if I'm like gasping for air. I'm pregnant, can't help it, might be. So today I wanted to film how I found out I was pregnant for both pregnancies. So starting with Ellie, at the time that I found out I was pregnant with Ellie, I was 17 years old. I had graduated high school already. So I graduated 3 months early and went into a job teaching at a preschool. So I had a steady job, I had a good job at that. I moved out of my parents' house and I was living with Mike and his family in a completely different city, almost an hour away from my parents. So that's where I was at in life. 17, good job, away from my parents. Before I get into how I found out and everything, I am gonna say that Ellie was planned. I didn't like financially plan her out, like plan out the expenses of a baby, but me and Mike had talked about having kids. We stopped being careful, so you know what that means. So my best friend found out that she was pregnant, and to be honest, I got pretty jealous because I really wanted a kid and I had been wanting a kid for the longest time. So when she found out is when we kind of stopped being careful, and I was just like, whatever happens, happens. And after a while of it just not happening, I started to really track my period. Like, I've always tracked it. I've always kept it like in my phone on a calendar or in my notebook, whatever. But I never like tracked my ovulation or paid attention to the exact days that we had had sex and made sure that it was on my ovulation days. But then I started becoming crazy and doing that. And I also did these weird tricks that I found online onto how to, I'm sorry if you're close to me, family, friends, and this is weird, but I did weird tricks to figure out how to keep sperm in me longer so that more sperm can make it towards the egg, right? So I started doing that, and then that wasn't working, and I was like, you know what? If I'm meant to be pregnant, I will be pregnant, or I will get pregnant. So I stopped being crazy, and that's around the time that I had gotten pregnant. Now, I found out, I think, June 7th of 2017, if I'm not mistaken. The reason I wanted to take a pregnancy test, because almost every month I was taking one, it was always negative, and so this particular month I was like, I'm not gonna rush to take a pregnancy test, you know? But then I started to pee a lot more, and I'm not a person who takes in enough liquids to be peeing like every single hour. I mean, unless I'm pregnant, but like I don't drink that much. So I was peeing a lot more than what I had normally been peeing. I was extremely tired. Now, I thought me being tired was because of working at a preschool and working with 3-year-olds all day and just being beaten down by them. Part of it was that, yes, but also being pregnant. And what else? Food aversions. I'm already not a big eater. Like, I don't like food, which is weird to say, but I really don't like food. And all of a sudden, sorry, my hair's like really bugging me right now. All of a sudden, I just didn't want to eat anything. The smell of eggs made me feel sick and just gross. So I was like, maybe I'm pregnant. I realized that I had never gotten my period the month before, and it was already like the 7th or something. And so I was like, well, damn, I never miss my period, or it's never this late. Like, sometimes I'll get it like the 29th, 30th of the month. but it's never this late. So I decided to go and get a pregnancy test. Now the day that I took the test, I was really anxious the night before because I wanted to take it in the morning so that it was like my purest pee. So the night before I was really anxious. I did not sleep well that night because all I could think was like, I'm gonna take a pregnancy test, it's gonna be positive, I'm pregnant, I think I'm pregnant, oh my goodness. And then I woke up at 6 in the morning that morning and I went into the bathroom, I peed in a cup, did the whole stick thing, and I put it on the counter, and then I went to wash my face so that I wouldn't look at it, and a minute or two later, normally it takes 3 to 5 minutes, but like 2 minutes later, it was for sure pregnant. It was the one that says pregnant or not pregnant, and it said pregnant, and I was like, oh my god, like I can't believe it. I wanted to cry, but like I was so happy I couldn't cry because I like it just emotions, you know. And hello Nico. Now I know my body pretty well, so those like small signs I realized were like definitely off for me. So yes. And then with Bella, let's see. No, okay. I found out, I think in July with Bella. I'm really bad with this. In July, I'm pretty sure. Again with her, we somewhat planned it, not really. Me and Mike had gone through a pretty rough patch right before I got pregnant. And things were getting better, and we decided, I kind of decided that why not start to try for a kid. I wasn't gonna be crazy and like check my ovulation. We're doing it on my ovulation dates, because Ellie was literally 5 months old when I got pregnant. That's pretty young, and when you have a C-section, you're supposed to wait at least a year to 18 months, and I didn't. So there's risks with that, but I was like, we just won't be protected, and it's gonna take 5 to 6 months again, because that's how long it took for Ellie, really. Well, here's the thing, you're more fertile after having a baby than you are before having one. Now I knew this, but I didn't believe it. I definitely believe it now. So we stopped being careful, and within the first month of not being careful, I got pregnant. I was working at a kids clothing store at the time, and I was working like 40 or more hours a week, so I was extremely exhausted from that. Also, on top of having a baby, I was exhausted from that, but even like I could handle that, and then I got pregnant and it just became very unbearable. Like every time I was home, I was napping with Ellie. I was peeing a little bit more, not too much more, but I was also drinking more. And I have this weird hiccup thing that happens only when I'm pregnant, and it started happening again. And I would tell people at work, like, I'm burping a lot more. I have this weird hiccup, and I think I'm pregnant. And everyone made fun of me because hiccups and burping, everyone's like, those aren't pregnancy symptoms. But they are, trust me. Like, I know my body. I burp a lot, not gonna lie. But like, I could feel it building up in my chest all day, and then it would just come out. And then I would also get that weird hiccup thing. And I was like, I'm pregnant. I know I'm pregnant. So, I decided to get a test after, on my way home from work one night, and then I took it the next morning, and I had my mom, I had my mom watch Ellie for me while I went to go get ready for work and take the test. So, I got ready for work. I took the pregnancy test. We had a bathroom in our bedroom, so I left the pregnancy test in the bathroom. I went out, got changed, did whatever, went back in, and it said pregnant, so it was one of those pregnant, not pregnant again. And yeah, so yeah, that's how I found out that I was pregnant both times, once at 17, again at 18. I'm now 19, going to be 20, so kind of crazy timeline, but whatever. I hope you enjoyed. It's not too crazy of me finding out, just because like I really know my body and I kind of knew I was pregnant both times. But yes, and I also got a question that somebody wanted me to answer, if I had any embarrassing pregnancy symptoms, weird farts and stuff like that. Now, yes. Okay, so one of my pregnancy symptoms is what I like to call acid farts, and they are the worst smelling farts in the world. Like, you could die if you smell my farts. It's that bad. That's embarrassing to say, not gonna lie, but like that's the truth, is they're very acidy and sometimes they hurt coming out because I don't know why. Other embarrassing symptoms, my weird hiccup thing, just random and it's really loud, and I get a lot of stares if it happens out in public. Like, so many people stare at me when I hiccup, which is pretty embarrassing, but it's funny. So yeah, those are my two embarrassing symptoms: acid farts and a giant hiccup. Thank you for watching. Subscribe, like, comment, blah da 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 da. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope you come back for future videos. Peace out.